It is clearly in there.
Whoa. Okay,
Yeah, that's 'cause
hello.
you moved your camera before.
Hello. I'm Liam. We smell. This is the Morning Footy Podcast. Almost forgot the name. Who are my co-hosts? Who are you?
Go on then, Banjo. Introduce yourself.
I'm Banjo. I support West Ham. I
And?
live in Belgium. We're massive.
No.
Oh, go away, little foreigner. I'm Phoebe. I'm not a foreigner. I support Liverpool. I don't know. Not much else to say, really.
Yeah, well, this
Who do you
is...
support?
Yeah, who do you
Interest
support?
in entertainment. I support Middlesbrough, as I
Ugh.
said.
Oh, did you? Oh, we weren't
Should
listening
have
then.
been. Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you over that 4-1.
You what?
Nothing.
Yeah, so
Of the league, you're nothing special.
this is it's called the Morning Footy Podcast. It's what, 8:30? My thing just froze. It's 8:30, but it's getting uploaded to my thingy channel on Saturday mornings, every Saturday, bar one in a few weeks, and I'll talk about that at a later date. I think it's just one Saturday. Yeah, anyway, and it's just about an hour podcast where we just talk about the footy.
Yes.
So, yeah, we've just had a good opening weekend for football. Banjo, I'm pretty sure your local Belgian team has had 2 games played. Am I correct in
Yep.
saying that?
Yeah, 2 weeks in.
So, who are your local team?
Oud Haverley Leuven. City just east of Brussels, and we're massive. We're second right now.
I thought you were top of the league. What happened?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, no, we are top
Where
of the
you
league. Even.
been?
Sorry, we've won both. I meant to say we won both games, but we
God.
are top of the league.
You don't even know your own team.
I
Yeah,
do.
you're a
I
relevant Belgian
do.
team.
And Phoebe, I'm inclined to believe you went to a match that wasn't Middlesbrough.
Yeah, I was on
very
holiday. The only game I could get to was Bristol Rovers versus Forest Green, but Bristol Rovers sold out, so I was a vegan for a day.
What? That's a thing. What, like, did they do vegan food in the away end? Like, what did they do?
The food in the away end, I bought a pie as a meal deal. This meal deal, I asked for chocolate. They were like, "Oh, we've got no chocolate. We've only got crisps." I was like, "Oh." It was
That's Bristol
crisp.
Rovers for you.
My dad got the drink. Guess how much it costs?
It's about
£7.
What? What
Yeah.
was it?
£7
That's
for a meal deal. You want to know the best part? My pie didn't even come with a fork, so I had to eat my pie with the crisps I didn't want.
What drink was it?
It was, I don't know. I didn't drink it. My dad got a tea. Who gets tea at the football? So serious.
£7 though. That's mental.
right.
I know.
You should have
Well,
gone
when you
Bristol
get
City.
further than Nottingham,
What pie did you have?
there was steak and ale, but there was some fucking carrot in it. That wasn't on the menu item. That wasn't listed.
I don't know. I can't really say.
Just
I
offended they get carrot in.
can't really say.
I mean,
know.
I don't mind carrots. There was mushroom in it as well. I fucking hate mushroom. Absolutely despise it. And I was biting into this. I was like, oh, this tastes strange.
So it was
This
steak
is
and ale
like
and
steak.
everything else.
Steak, ale, mushroom, carrot.
No fork.
With Alexa. I think it was onion in it as well. And I had to eat it with the crisp.
Did you
I know
get
it's
the
Cheese and onion
Flour.
crisps. There you go.
Well, I don't like cheese and onion crisp. It was ready salted. It was
Oh.
ready salted
Oh,
crisp
dear.
I was eating.
Ooh, that's a bit.
Salted though.
Yeah, but if they
But
tasted
I didn't
cheesy,
like it.
mix them with the onions in the pie, and there you go. Ready salted / cheese and onion.
It's a good mix. It's a good mix.
It works, I suppose.
Maybe do a cycle.
So what?
The actual game
£7?
was quite good. So
Yeah, what was the score?
£7.
2-0, wasn't it?
2-1.
2-1.
It was Forest Green scored first, and then they scored again, but it was ruled offside. And every time Forest Green scored, people would run out of the standing section, like down at the bottom and at like the home fans, and it was like when it was ruled offside, there was already like a group of like 15 of the least intimidating men in the whole of wherever Forest Green is. Like, when I tell you, like, they look like social rejects. How they acted hard. Like, if one of them approached in the street, I'd laugh at them. Like, it wasn't. I was just, and then it was like, oh, it's offside, and they all just like walked backwards. I was like, God, you're not embarrassed.
Oh, yeah,
But
I'm
then
a vegan.
in like the 90s,
Be threatened.
yeah, in the 89th minute, what a fucking goal! Curled it right into the top corner, and I think it was a defender as well. It was a great goal. Everyone medalled, as you would expect.
Yeah, I saw that on
But it was good.
ITV or whatever I was watching.
Yeah, the away kit. Oh,
Yeah,
big
dodgy
questionable.
away kit though.
Pink and blue. Yeah, bright pink.
It's
And then black tiger
it's
things.
different.
Ooh.
Yeah, I get the home kit. The home kit looks nice, but pink tiger stripe away kit.
Things
Just
that's
make it orange.
There's not much you can
Yeah.
do.
The away kit and the home
Yeah,
kit are
orange.
the same though. It's just different
I
colours.
know.
There's not much you can do with
Yeah.
green and black, but tiger stripes when it's green and not orange, it's a bit stupid. But it's not
I
like
don't
Could've done
mind
what,
that.
they're not going to change their name to Forest Orange, are they? So
Yeah.
They should have
I'm
done
a-
what Bayern did with their kit, and they should have just had it green and then the thin black stripes.
I haven't
That
seen
would
that
have
yet.
been
When-
really good.
I
Have
have
you
not
not?
seen that either, Banjo.
Have you not
Maybe
seen?
just imagining things.
I'm gonna.
Have you
have a
not
look.
seen the Bayern? You've not seen this year's Bayern shirt?
I thought they had
Bayern-
some weird freaky gold kit or something. I don't
Green
think.
shirt.
Oh no, I'm getting the stripes the wrong way.
Yeah, you
Oh,
are.
you were like it was here, Liam.
I've seen green, and it's not green and black stripes. That's all I'll say. Yeah, also throughout this
I don't
podcast,
know.
because it's Monday and there's a game on, we'll be just keeping an eye out on Watford versus Sheffield United. So all the Watford and United fans out there, you better not be watching this, because you should be at that game.
When we were going to Sheffield United away, we had a Middlesbrough scarf on the back of the car. Someone drove past us and like got their phone out and searched an image of Sheffield United and held his phone up and started going like this.
Here, have this.
How old was he? 10.
No, like 24.
That's even worse.
He
That's
was like,
embarrassing.
oh, I know.
Hang on,
And it
let
was
me just
before the
search.
game as well. Let me just search Sheffield United. and
Did
swear
you
at
win?
them. And we lost 4-1, Banjo. Did we win?
No, I don't know what the score was when you played for the Sheffield United last season.
Yeah, well, I know. Maybe if you keep more up to date, we can talk
Oh,
about this time.
yeah, you've been
Yeah,
doing
how's
research,
that?
haven't you? So much for
Yeah,
that.
not
not
from
really.
last season, just this weekend.
Well, what do you want to tell us about this
Gotta keep
weekend?
knowledge. Yeah, you've done lots of research. Let's hear it, Banjo.
I have.
What were some of your key
Yeah, key games.
notes?
Well, the main one I can talk about without having to look at notes is Bristol City Hull, which was just a shambles.
Is this a biased view or an unbiased view?
No, this is a non-biased, genuine view. The ref, I think even Hull fans will agree with this, but the ref was shocking for both sides.
Wasn't it Tim Robinson? Is that his name?
Oh, I didn't look.
He
who the
looks
ref
like
was.
Tim
There's
Robinson.
been many
It probably
complaints
was.
about refs, though. Many.
Yeah, I think that's been like the main topic of the weekend: football being back and the refs being shocker.
I thought,
It's not even like it's been every competition, because the women's Euros final, the referee, when I tell you she was having a not a good day, she was not. That first green ref wasn't great either.
that you should have
the
seen the ref at
Middlesbrough one.
Derby. Oh my god, he was awful as
See,
well.
it's complaints go around every level.
Didn't they say they were gonna like switch up the refs?
Yeah, they said they were going to introduce a new scheme, I think it was, to reteach referees how to do something along those lines. Clearly, it's like not helped.
Clearly, you get more stupid when Mike Dean's not around.
Oh,
They should
when
really teach
you-
them how to do their bleeding job.
I don't exactly. People make so many mistakes at so many levels, and how is that even like? Surely, if you were all being taught as precise art. So many people can't do so many things wrong in so many separate games. Like mathematically, like there's something gone wrong at a beginning level here. Then
It's Premier League. It's like some of the referees have decent like days, but most of the time it's ridiculous. I don't really watch much Premier League as a whole, but I've seen loads of like, especially from last season, like highlights, and it's just how do you get so much wrong? And VAR as well. Like, how do you mess it up so frequently?
yeah, if you get a rewatch the moment on a screen, how do you mess?
Yeah,
up?
exactly. That's what's even more baffling. Like, they get to see it again if they're like, oh, I need to look at the monitor, and they still don't change their mind. Like, or if they do change their mind, they shouldn't have.
That's the thing I like with the VAR here in Belgium. It has to be a blatant mistake for them to change it. It can't be like, oh, his toe's offside, we have to change now. It has to be a blatant, obvious mistake for it to be turned over.
Mm-hmm.
Because my local say,
I feel like the offside rule is too complicated now. It's
since VAR came in.
Like, yeah.
It's like before, it's like if the player's got a limb closer to the keeper than the last defender, he's offside. But now it's like the tiniest of margins, like, oh, if the top corner of his shirt is just a bit past, he's offside.
Remember when it was like limited to your foot or something, and now it's like your toe hair or your
it's like over COVID
fingernail.
I remember the COVID games more specifically, but it's like you'd have a goal, and then they'd spend like 10 minutes trying to see whether, I don't know, Richarlison's toenail was offside. It just got too far.
It's a joke. Truly,
we've got very, very bit off topic here. Take us back to Bristol City versus Hull, Banjo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a pretty decent game. I mean, yeah, Bristol City went up pretty early on through Andy Vyman, who's picked up where he left off last season. And he was probably the standout player, in my opinion, from the game. Other than that, Hull got one back. It was just after half-time. And then, with the penalty. And then they got the last-minute winner through a deflection of one of the centre-backs, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Heartbreak for those in the away end, but
I knew it was going to come up eventually, but that penalty, it's a joke.
It was shocking.
Absolutely
it was shocking. I think it's one of those ones that even VAR would have probably turned it over for not being a penalty.
It's one of those things where he wasn't that far away. The referee was not that far away from it either.
The ref was on the edge of the box. He was well close to it.
And how you're a referee, you're supposed to see things. And if you're standing right by it, how do you not see he's tripped over his own feet? It's wrong. Like it just ruins everything. It's ridiculous diving. It's just stupid.
Yeah, the thing I found comedic about it was he still took about 10 paces away from the Bristol City player that lunged in before he went down. And looking at the replay, he was holding the wrong foot anyway.
It's a shambles. Like, I don't get how you can morally do it. You're like, oh, I'm going to cheat just to... All right, you got passion for your team, but you shouldn't have so much... You shouldn't have the passion to cheat.
It wasn't like it was the last minute either. It's
like 50-something, wasn't it?
It was quite... Yeah, I want to say 54. But it was really early in the second half, so they had tons of time to get a goal back, but... Oh no, it was 72nd minute. Even so, you've still got, 18 minutes?
Yeah, but you say that like it's easy. Like, just because there's time.
It's not easy,
it does depend how Bristol City were playing.
But what goes around comes around. Eventually, they'll get something where they shouldn't really have been given it. Because every time you'll get, like, a penalty that should never have been a penalty. And then 3 weeks later, team who you're playing against gets a penalty that shouldn't have been a penalty.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
It's only
looking at the
first
match
game.
stats here, Hull were well on top of the game. They had, coming to the end of it, they had more possession, quite a few more shots. They had 2 big chances compared to 1, but they didn't take either of them. So in the end of the day, if you don't take your chances, then you can't really win a game of football.
And that's football for you. Stats mean
Okay,
nothing when it comes
yes,
to
they did go on.
goals.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they did go on to win it in the end, but through a jammy penalty and a deflection, kind of got to...
I mean, like, possession didn't win you games.
No. Well, Man City showed that clearly in the Carabao Cup final.
Diving don't win you games. Well, in some cases like Hull's, it does. But
I think that brings the argument as well to quite a few fans were saying last season whether or not to bring VAR into the Championship.
I think it would just some people. The problem with VAR is some people can't understand the rules of football. Sometimes a decision is made that by the rules of the game is right, but nobody can accept it. People being not the brightest doesn't help the whole the referee's terrible because people don't actually know what the rules of football are.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I'm 50-50 with it. Like, you'd think it would stop players from getting away with things like that, but
it doesn't.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you'd think it would, but it doesn't, and it just ruins everything. And like when you score a goal and just because somebody's fingernails offside, and you're like all like celebrating, and then you're just moments ruined because of a finger.
Yeah, you go through all the emotions of scoring, like, what year was it? 2019 Champions League, Man City, Tottenham, Sterling scored the last minute winner.
Yeah.
Not only to then it go 6 minutes for the VR review just for it to get disallowed because John Stones' left knuckle was offside or something.
And that's what I also don't understand.
It wasn't John Stones who was offside, but it's just an example.
That's what I also don't understand. Like, why let the game play on if there's a foul in the build-up? If there's a foul, either give advantage or blow your whistle for a foul. Don't just let the team score and then rule it out because something happened like 2 minutes ago.
I can't.
That's got one of the most stupid rules with VAR.
It's just one of those things. Like, sort it out, fix it.
Yeah. Especially with the really tight calls as well, it kind of ruins the game to a degree. Because if you've gone on to score a last-minute winner, to then only go through the heartbreak of it being disallowed 2 minutes later, it's stupid. Or if you've conceded in the last minute, but it's already been disallowed on field through the on-field decision, but then they're like, no, it's actually wrong. It just kind of ruins it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I think moving away from VAR, there are other games we can talk about, including the Cardiff-Norwich game. I don't think anybody would have said going into this, Cardiff are going to beat Norwich.
Absolutely
Norwich
not.
Just been relegated. Cardiff, who
in every single
almost got relegated.
I did. Yeah, in every prediction I did, I was backing Norwich to win. I'm sorry to the Cardiff fans out there, but no one saw you getting a result from that, and even to a few Cardiff fans I spoke to, they all said they thought they were going to get battered.
It's a weird one, but that's the opening game of the season for you. That's early days for you. Teams are still adjusting. Teams are still unfit. Teams are just not prepared for the game or for the challenge of the opposition.
It was not a good game for Norwich. Not only did they get a man sent off, but Timu Pukki, their star striker, went off injured. So, Jordan Hugill up front, maybe a long season for Norwich.
Is he at Norwich? Was he on loan at Cardiff last season?
He was on loan from Cardiff at Norwich, and now he's back at Norwich because he played for us for a season. Yeah. He's from Middlesbrough originally, probably explains.
He's one gormless looking man though, isn't he?
Oh no. He's terrifying. If I saw him in the first green Rovers away end, I'd be brave.
Yeah, because I was like, I didn't know he was still at Norwich because he scored against us on the final day last season. But no, I didn't realise he was on loan.
Yeah. I don't know why Norwich would invest money in him. No offence, Jordan Babes. But he wouldn't be.
I think he went there from West Ham on a permanent, was it not?
Yeah. I think he did. Because he used to play for Middlesbrough because he's from Middlesbrough. And we loaned him back for a season from someone I don't think it was from. I think it was from.
QPR had him at one point.
I think we loaned. Yeah. Oh god, yeah. He's been all over the shop. He's just never made it into the West Ham. Because we signed him from Hull when he's 17, I think it was, and he's just never really made it to that West Ham first team. He has had starts, but they've only been in the Carabao Cup games where he's just failed to impress either Moyes, Pellegrini, or Bilic, and he's just never really made it. Made the cut at West Ham.
Yeah, but moving on from that side of Wales, I think Swansea are a team to look out for this season.
Yeah.
We played them at the end of last season, and the way they play football will rip you apart. I think
I backed him to finish quite high originally.
Yeah.
I don't remember where I put them now, but no, I've just made a couple of decent signings. I think they'll be up there. Plus,
I think
when you got arguably five teams who are like the bigger lot, such as Norwich, Watford, Borough, Sheffield United, and Burnley. Yeah, that's it. Burnley. And then you've got just teams like Millwall, Luton. No disrespect to Millwall and Luton, but just using them as examples.
Luton one good season. Luton aren't doing that again. No offence to Luton or Coventry. I don't think either of them are doing it again. Coventry got better. Luton is able to be the opposite.
Luton did have a brilliant year last season, but I don't think they've made the signings really to do that again.
And they've lost Cal Naismith, and really, apart from Cal Naismith, I don't think I could name another Luton player.
I know they signed Louis Watson from us, and he played about 3 games last season. So yeah.
I've never even heard of the boy, so I don't
know who he is.
Yeah, I can't say he's great. That's why you've never heard of him.
Wow. Yep, not going well in the transfer front. Luton was a 0-0 draw against Birmingham, I think.
I can't believe I predicted 4-1 Luton. What was I thinking?
Yeah, Luton.
I don't know what I predicted for that.
Hold them in the same thing. I think Huddersfield also going on the playoff contenders last year. Huddersfield, I think the people they've lost their manager. I think it could be not a good time for them.
I think they'll be. I don't think they'll be down there, but I do think they'll be bottom half.
If they reinvest the money they've got, which is not enough for who the players were, they'll be able to do all right. I just think they need to invest it well.
Yeah, I mean, going back to Luton and Coventry, teams like that you really don't know what to predict.
You just have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah, both Luton and Coventry ended match week 1 with a draw. Coventry drawing to Sunderland, who've just been promoted. But time's going to tell what's going to happen to them. But I don't see either having an amazing season. I have to be honest with you.
I think Luton mid-table. Coventry, I'm not sure about.
I think Coventry have a better chance than Luton do, purely because of some of the players they've got, like O'Hare, Victor going for us, and people like that. We try to sign him, but we've got the pull of a disabled hamster, so he's not coming here anytime soon.
Yeah.
For those interested, Sheffield United Watford's gone 0-0 in time.
I've just looked at that.
Well, definitely not predictable.
I can't even.
I mean, a
remember
lot
what
of people would
I said
say the same for Burnley Huddersfield, but that actually ended as a pretty decent game.
It was a weird game to start off with, Because it looked like it had 0-0
Yeah.
written all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously, first game of the season has to be underwhelming, or it's not really EFL football.
I would have
Not
been more interested in watching any other game, and then they picked that one. I still watched it.
Put Coventry Sunderland first game of the year, and it'll be cracker because Sunderland hate Coventry apparently. I don't really understand. I think it was when they were both scouring down in League One.
Well, Coventry hate everyone, so
Coventry, I don't think I've ever seen Coventry fans say a good word about any team ever.
Yeah.
Banjo's looking a bit oblivious.
Banjo's looking absolutely rattled. What is that one? He's getting his
I'm just
coffee.
trying to see the. No, I'm just trying to find the distance between Coventry and Sunderland. Why the hell would you?
It's about 3 hours away, roughly.
Yeah.
What, by car?
200 miles. 200 miles.
No,
on the
it'll be
dot
more
between
than
the
that.
two.
It's 3 hours from Borough. Down that way.
3 hours.
So it'll be about 4
According
hours.
to Google Maps. Yeah, according to Google Maps, via the M1, it's a 3 hour, 21-minute drive of 200 miles.
Close enough.
Really? We drove past Coventry today.
It just depends on
actually.
traffic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone crossed the car today on the M6, I think it was. Absolute toss.
If they're listening to this, no sympathy from Phoebe.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when you're in traffic and someone's crashed and you get to see the crash, it's, like, interesting. But they just crashed
True.
and the car had already been removed, but the ambulance was still there. So it's like, I'm not seeing anything interesting here, mate.
So disappointed.
Oh, you would have probably preferred it in our car on the way back from France because we had a gravel truck crash in front of us.
Oh, great.
Gravel truck.
Wow, talk about interesting football stories. Banjo crashed
Ooh,
with a
gravel
gravel truck.
truck.
Well, I think to begin rounding things up, we'll go through every league, who we think's going to win it, and who we think's going to get relegated, and then in the EFL ones, who we think's going to win, and who we think's going to get promoted, and who we think's going to get relegated.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll start with the Premier League. Banjo can go first. His element.
Man City are probably going to win it. No, actually, it'll probably be Man City or Liverpool to win it.
Well, yeah.
It's 50-50 because both have had brilliant windows so far. So I think it'll definitely be closer than last year.
Yeah.
Not like last year could have gone any closer actually going to the final day, but I think there'll be more teams in the battle this year. But I think it'll probably be Liverpool or Man City to win it, and I see Fulham, Leeds, and Bournemouth going down.
Not Forest.
I see them staying up just because I think it's like the last 5 years, every team that's gone up through the playoffs has stayed up.
Oh yeah,
That's
wrong.
like the only reason I'm not saying Forest. Will they have a relegation scrap? More than likely, yes. I don't think they're going to have a well-off season, but
Fulham went up during the playoffs and didn't they get relegated?
I don't know.
Yeah, because they
See,
won in
Banjo's
the
already lost it.
lockdown season, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a lockdown season, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then it went back down again.
No. Banjo, you lying on the first episode? You lying?
I don't know. I
Go
don't
on,
know what happened
Right.
between
Phoebe,
lockdown
what's
We'll
yours?
move
now.
along. Banjo's failures.
Phoebe,
Me
what's
and
yours?
Beach
sure.
No, you go first because
You
I
first.
forgot mine.
Me.
Maybe it's a 2-on-1.
I completely agree with Banjo. I think it's going to be Man City Liverpool, and I just think Man City will end up winning it again because nobody is allowed to have an interesting season anymore. I think Bournemouth will finish rock bottom. See, the other two are a bit more like ambiguous. I reckon there's a good chance it'll be Fulham as well. But the third place, I think, second season syndrome might hit Brentford quite hard. So I reckon it's either going to be Brentford or Nottingham.
Yeah, Brentford's an interesting one because they've just
I actually Ooh,
just lost
I kind of
Eriksen,
back
haven't they?
that.
Yeah,
I mean, they never
I
had
just-
Ericsson for long though, because he only signed in January.
Yeah, but I just think second season syndrome. Because Sheffield United looked so good in that season when they went up, and then a season later, and it was like, this is the 38th game they've gone without winning. If that's even possible.
Yeah, because there's 38
Well,
games
anyway.
in the season.
Actually, I have to say I do kind of back that prediction.
Well, when it's the end of the season, and I'm saying absolutely have it. I was wrong. Right, Liam, what are your predictions?
Again, it's Man City. Can't be anyone else. Liverpool to be main challengers. I can see Chelsea and probably Tottenham sneaking in the top 4, but I don't think they'll get anywhere near the top 2. Can't see Man United getting anywhere near that top 4.
Not a chance.
Arsenal.
I think Arsenal have a good shot.
It's
I think
between
Arsenal
Tottenham
got
and
a good
Arsenal for
team.
the top 4.
I think Arsenal might be a long shot for even a top 6 finish.
I
They've
don't
not had a
know.
brilliant window.
Well, they've signed.
Are you joking
Jesus.
me? Are you actually joking?
So I think you're wrong. And
I mean,
No. Who have you signed again?
Zinchenko as well.
Absolute no one.
we've got Areola on a permanent, and we also bought
Oh.
in
Whoa.
Naif
scary.
Aguerd.
Oh, exactly. Waffle. Nobody's heard of them.
The Fulham fans know Areola really well.
And for relegation, I think one of the teams I'm going to say is obvious. Just
Forest.
Yeah.
they've made what 12 signings now.
Yeah.
Not even half of them. And I'm not even being biased here. In my opinion, only half of them are actually not even half of them. Sorry, are decent signings. Dean Henderson, is he a loan signing?
Yeah.
Yeah, if he was permanent, that'd be a good signing.
It's Wayne Hennessy as well. Yeah.
I think Hennessy's a bit past it. It'll be good. It'll be good for depth, but I think he's past it.
Yeah, but not like if.
The rest of them I've never heard of.
Injured.
Lingard, I do not think that's a good signing at all. Because
no, I think he's just going to half.
It's just ruined the wages. That's all he's really done. He's just there for wages.
I said it a while ago. What if Forest are like, I don't know, 13th come February and Lingard signs a 1-year extension? Doesn't get a pay cut, doesn't get a pay rise, and then they go on a downfall of form and then get relegated. They're back in the Championship. Financially, they're done.
Oh, I know.
So
I think they're done.
I think that's a bad signing in my opinion. Because he doesn't even care about football either. He cares about his own identity.
He hasn't kicked a ball in months as well. When was the last time he's played full games? He hasn't been playing at all. No preview, actually.
If you had to choose between Forest and West Ham, it'd be West Ham, 100%.
And he did
if he joined us, he'd have the game time. He'd have plenty of game time.
And he's got more of a, not more of a competition, but a lot more games to play because of the European leagues.
Conference League qualification coming up in the second week of August, I think it is. Then we've got FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and then all the Prem games. Will Forest have Prem, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, but does anyone see them going far in either of those competitions?
Yeah.
Well,
Not really.
The FA Cup and Carabao Cup will be second on that because they will be focusing on staying in the Premier League.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like some of their fans are like,
not.
"Oh, we're going to finish top 10. We'll be back in Europe in a couple of years." You should be focusing on staying up. The signings you've made, they won't be Premier League quality.
They might do what Brentford did and get about 9th on a good day and then fall back down to about 16th and just finish the season.
I don't think... I'd like to say they'll be down there, but I don't think they will be. I think they'll be like 15th. But Leeds, I'd like to say they'll be down there. But if I had to say 3 teams to go down, voice crack, Forest... I'm going with Everton because I don't rate they've not made many signings and they're not that great.
Haven't they just signed someone? You know, I think his name's Idrissa Gueye from PSG.
I thought they were already linked with signing.
That was only a rumour, no?
I'm pretty sure it's gotten to the
Plus,
advanced stages. I
Um,
mean, I only saw it on Instagram.
losing
so take a bit
Richarlison
with
as
a
well,
salt.
and
You know,
fans don't agree with the
Stupid
owners. They're
pigeon.
not going to back the owners, and that will make them angry with the team. We've seen that when they've booed the team off. And
I wish they just got relegated last year. Frank Lampard is unproven, no offence,
Yeah.
but Jesus, what are you doing, mate? What's he ever done?
and
Like, what has he actually done?
I'd say
Nothing.
Fulham, other team.
I want Bournemouth to go down purely because they signed Devane.
It'll definitely be between Forest and Bournemouth, but Fulham,
Yeah.
Everton, unless Everton can really turn something around, like get a takeover done, sign decent players, or any players, then they won't be down there. But I think they'll struggle a lot more than they did last season. Losing Richarlison as well.
I think Leicester might have a shocker as well. They've not made a
I don't think
single
they'll be
signing.
down there, but they won't be top half.
They won't be down there,
They
but
won't be top half.
They definitely won't be touching that top 10.
And they might be losing James Maddison too.
Yeah, Madison.
Yeah, but the money they'll get from that, they'll be getting over 50 million for that. They can reinvest that in someone.
But look at Brendan
You'll
Rodgers
say that, but they've
as
made
manager.
no signings this summer. They've been linked with 3 players, with each one of those deals falling through in early stages.
Brendan Rodgers isn't known for like making big money signings.
No.
But then again, it's not all him. It's a whole team around it. I just think if they sell Maddison, they just need to get the right players in for the money they get.
And Vardy would need to stay fit as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Vardy needs that heart transplant. He must be getting on a bit.
It's like 34 now, isn't he? 35?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his wife's just made him like twin debt. He'll be having a shocker.
All right. Well, that's Premier League. Banjo Championship.
Yeah. Championship.
Start with top 2.
Top 2, I'm going to say Burnley and Watford. Not in that order. There'll be both of those, I think.
I'm bored.
I know. But Watford are gonna. I think Watford are gonna keep on the yo-yo and just go up down for like the next few years, and then with Burnley, normally I wouldn't ever back them to have a good season in the Prem, but I think some of the signings they've made this year have been pretty decent. I mean, none of them
for 4 million. That is
none of them are
daylight robbery.
standout. Yeah, none of them are standout. Don't get me wrong, but I think with company in charge, it might be a decent season for them.
I don't know. Unproven manager in one of the toughest leagues in the world.
See, I have some opinions on Burnley, but I'll get to that when it's my turn, Phoebe. Top 2?
I don't really know. I think it's going to be close, and I sadly think it's just going to be the 3 that came down who have the best chance of going up automatically. I think it depends who Watford end up holding on to. I think Burnley are going to have a good year. I hope Norwich don't, because Jesus Christ, it would be boring. But I think I'm going to go for Burnley, and I'm just going to have to say Burnley and Watford. That's just what I'm feeling.
What about you?
In that order.
See, I'm going 2 completely different teams. And I hate to say it, but I think it's Middlesbrough's year. Really hate to say that.
I don't know what you're seeing, but...
and I think it's going to be Norwich again.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't back a Middlesbrough also, but I would probably back them to make the playoffs.
I just think that cause they've just lost Tavernier, haven't they? But
he wasn't as key as people make out.
But Chris Wilder in charge as well.
No, I don't think he's the player that everyone thinks he is. I think the way he's playing, he does a lot of running, but if you ever watch some of the things he'd do, he'd get the ball and he'd like make the best run ever, and then he'd shoot and it'd hit someone's nan in the disabled section, and he'd be like, what the fuck? And Bournemouth have signed him to play left wing back. I don't know if we're watching the same person, but the times he's played left wing back has not been a good time. But the money we make from him, if we reinvest it in not just some random foreigner who played football once for someone and scored 4 goals, then maybe we might have a good chance of going up. But I think signings is what we need to get strikers in, because we cannot be playing Duncan Watmore and Chuba Akpom up front all fucking season, because we've already given him a shirt number because we are that low on strikers.
And the reason why I don't say Burnley is because it's not because of the signings. Like Scott Twine, as you said, what a signing that is. I really rate that signing from them, and it's not what you'd expect from Burnley.
No.
Like, looking at history.
Yeah.
But Scott Twine, what a
Josh
signing.
Cullen.
Yeah, he looked decent. But only reason why I didn't say Burnley... At first I was quite sceptical, because like they lost a few key players, like Ben Mee, Tarkowski. And with the new man in charge, I thought they'd be mid-table, but signings they've made, decent. Top 6, definitely. Top 2, maybe not.
It'll just depend how they gel as well. Because with a new manager, it's all about if the system that he plays fits the players that he's got.
And that's the thing. New manager, Vincent Kompany, never managed. He's played in England, not managed in England, and for me, he could be another. It could be another anyone. Could be another Lampard, good player, not a great manager.
Yeah, I mean, the years he had at Anderlecht, he never did horrendous, but for the level Anderlecht wanted to be playing at, he wasn't brilliant. Yeah, he got them Champions playoff last season, but I think they came 4th in the end in it. So it's nothing for Belgian football and for Anderlecht. It's nothing brilliant or standout. Like they had a decent cup run in the Crookie Cup, which is just the Belgian equivalent of the FA Cup, but again, nothing too stand out in the end.
No.
And then Josh Cullen, the games he played, he looked good. He looked up for it, but again, he didn't do anything too. Again, as company and manager, he never did anything too stand out. So it'll be an interesting one to keep track of during the season.
What about bottom 3?
We have also not mentioned playoff plays. Who do you think is going to get playoff?
Oh, yeah, we haven't, have we?
Everyone, just go Banjo, Lee, and me, and we'll just say who we can think is going to get promoted, and then we'll chat about it, so we don't all spend 20 minutes talking about our each selection. Banjo, who do you think?
Borough, Sheffield United. Borough, Sheffield United, West Brom, Norwich, I think.
And who's going to win?
I'll probably put it between Borough and West Brom for the final.
And who's going to win the final?
just to annoy you, West Brom.
I'll tell you one thing: they are not getting anywhere near that top 6, let alone promotion.
I don't know.
Really?
Don't think so.
On a serious note,
Steve Bruce is joking.
I think it'll probably be Borough. I think it will probably be Borough to win the playoff, but I don't know.
I don't know. It just depends. The season, like the window, isn't over yet. There's still a lot.
There's still
with every team.
a month, so maybe a bit. Is it a month or just over a month still? Or did they move it back to the end of August?
It's the end of August.
Okay. Because I know last year it went into mid-September because of COVID. But...
Liam, did you make your prediction, or am I forgetting things?
No, I didn't.
No, Liam's not said it yet.
My playoff winner will be the team that has just scored a couple of minutes ago. It is currently Watford 1, Sheffield United 0, in case anyone's wondering. João Pedro.
João Pedro.
I think
Watford are playoff winners. I thought they'd stay up last season.
I have to be honest, I didn't see them staying up. They didn't make the signings. They went on their managerial roundabout once again. It is, if you want to stay in the Premier, you shouldn't be sacking 3 managers in the space of about
They shouldn't have sacked
6 months.
the first manager, is it? Zisco.
Zisco.
Yeah.
Can't remember his
They
name.
Yeah.
Never heard of him when they
Second-
appointed him. He was a good manager, turns out.
No.
Mhm.
Who was it? Who was it they sacked right after beating Man United?
Ranieri,
Or I
wasn't it?
think of another game.
Oh,
think so,
yeah,
yeah.
it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
He said he was going to take him off the pizza or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then Roy Hodgson, and then he's gone already. And then they've got
He's gone.
ex-Forest Green manager,
Has Hodgson retired from?
Oh,
no,
the
he's not.
Forest Green.
he says. Yeah, and then Phoebe, did you say yours?
No, if he hasn't.
I don't think she can. She's lagging.
What? Yeah, I'm lagging like there's no tomorrow. I've no clue what was just said.
What's your top 6 or playoffs? Sorry.
I think if we don't get what matters, I think we will get to a playoff final, but I think we'll end up losing because I have no faith in this football club. So I think we'll end up losing to Sheffield United, and I'll get abused on the M1 back to Middlesbrough by some Sheffield United fans. I think it will be like 3-0 to Sheffield United, and we will not turn up, and I will go home
Christ.
crying on the club bus.
And then people will get their phones out, search up the Sheffield United badge, and show you.
Yeah.
And then just be like, it's happening, right?
And then bottom 3,
Yeah.
Banjo.
Rotherham, Reading, and then either Birmingham City or Preston.
Bristol?
Preston.
I was going to say, Preston? Preston North End?
Preston.
You think Preston North End are getting relegated?
I think they'll be close to it. I don't think they're going to have a decent season, but
When was the last time you watched Preston North End play football?
April when they played Bristol City, whenever it was.
April.
Nah. That is delusional speaking.
As per.
Delusional. That is a shitter. That is terrible.
My bottom 3, though, I think Rotherham, Reading, and probably Birmingham.
Rotherham.
Rotherham, Reading, probably Birmingham.
Probably Birmingham. Is it me next?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Reading rock
Take it
bottom.
away. I agree with that.
Don't Paul Ince. With Paul Ince in charge, you have not got a clue. He's got 2 different eyes. He's looking in 2 different
And Joe
directions.
Lumley in goal.
Is that
You're not
who's
getting
gone?
anywhere with that as your
And
main
Jeff Hendrick in
goalkeeper.
midfield. Then no particular order for these 2, but it's got to be Birmingham, Rotherham.
Rotherham haven't made too many signings, so I don't think it'll end them up in a good stead. I agree with the Reading. I think it'll be Reading, Birmingham, and either Cardiff or Wigan. Because
Cardiff?
I think Cardiff were
I think Cardiff are
decent
going to have a
lucky to
shock.
escape it last year.
I do
Reading,
think
getting
they'll be
points
down there.
deduction.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think the signings they've made
I know
have
it
been
was
terrible.
only the first game, but they didn't. I don't think they're going to have a shocker.
I do.
I think-
I think the signings they've made aren't really anyone that important.
I've not
Oh,
paid.
Banjo's got a visitor. Oh, Banjo!
I've not paid close attention to Cardiff, but with their owner, oh dear.
Always
Oh,
getting a
dear.
bollocking. Oh no.
He's up too late. Up too late,
Well, I think surely Banjo being bollocked is a good time to round it off then. Because let's really deeply be honest, nobody knows shit all about League One apart from you,
Excuse
Lee.
me. I want to make my League One stuff.
Well, you can make your League One predictions, but I don't think there's much for me and Banjo to talk about apart from some wild stabs in the dark on who's going up and who's going down.
You can have your digs, but I believe that my top 2 would sadly be Sheffield Wednesday and Ipswich.
I agree with that, actually. I would say Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich, definitely top 2.
I think Ipswich
Yeah,
only
I
just
agree right
second
back
that.
there.
Yeah, it'll be close.
No particular order for playoffs, but And it's difficult as well because there's like 12 teams who will definitely be in top half, and then 12 teams who will definitely be bottom half. But like top 12 has just got to sort itself out. But playoffs, God, I reckon. God, this is difficult because there's lots of teams up there. I'm going to say Plymouth.
Shall I say mine, Liam?
I'm going to say Plymouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
I'm torn between
Liam,
2 other teams.
hold your thinking. And me and Banjo will just say who we think is going to get it while you put out your perfect list of League One.
Yeah.
Right, Banjo, who do you think is going to go up? Just
in no particular order: Wickham, Plymouth, Derby, Bolton.
Who's going to win the playoffs?
Probably Derby.
Yes!
Bolton.
Oh, you can't see my camera, but I was shaking my fists.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
I've got the stream up on my PC. It's very delayed, but you're just shaking your fists now.
It's only like 10 seconds.
I agree. I think it'll be the same. I think it'll be around that for the playoffs. I think Derby will end up winning the playoffs. I think it'll be Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich and Derby to go up.
I am going to say Derby playoffs, and out of pure bias, I'm going to say to win. But if I had to be unbiased, I'd still say Derby. I'll go Peterborough and Bolton.
Oh, that is a fair shout. I forgot they existed.
Bolton or Oxford, I'm torn between.
I think
Oxford.
Peterborough will be on the edge
Oxford
of it.
probably, yeah.
I think Peterborough will miss out near the tail end of the season, but
I'm leaning towards Bolton, but I think Oxford. It'll be
What
Oxford.
do we think about Barnsley though?
I was going to say them. I was
about
torn between them and Peterborough. Oh, but I picked Peterborough.
I think Barnsley and Peterborough will be in the race for that, one of the last spots come near end of season, but I don't think they'll get it in the end.
Thing is, it's really between 12 teams, and it's mental in that league.
Yeah.
Peterborough, I forgot Peterborough existed, but I think Peterborough have a good shot at going up. I think Ipswich could have another shitter like they did last year and end up coming. Oh,
he's gone again.
Banjo. Going a lot further up. I think Peterborough know how to do it in League One, but they don't know how to do it in the Championship.
Yeah, because they weren't that bad at all in last time League One,
No.
but
It's just they do it.
Just because they still got Clark Harris, and he's decent at that level.
Yeah, he's not the Championship. I think apart from that penalty against QPR.
Of course, I'm going to say Derby anyway. But
yeah,
the signings we've had to make signings, obviously, like had to, no choice.
Yeah,
but the signings we have made are absolutely unreal. Hurahan, Mendes-Lang, they were both amazing against Oxford.
Hurahan had a very good game.
Mendes-Lang was probably, if he would have scored in that chance in the first half, man of the match. Absolutely. Sibley as well, he did well, considering he's
Mendes-Lang
usually
played
rubbish.
for us for a season. He was alright. He was solid, I think. But I think League One is definitely his level.
If we keep James Collins fit, and if we can get him scoring goals, it'll be a brilliant signing.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only Derby player I can confidently talk about is Hurahan.
Brilliant sign.
I can't really.
I said it before anything kicked off. Not even a biased opinion. One of the best signings. One of the best signings in the league.
I think he will probably be one of the standout players for League One this year. 100%.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I don't know.
It's tough with League One though, because like Sunderland showed us a prime example. It's not an easy league.
No.
I mean, look at Wickham last year. They went into the last day 2 points off playoffs, but they still nicked it in like the last minute of the season.
All that to lose at Wembley.
Yeah.
Oh no. The Sunderland, poor bastards.
Home 4.
To go down as well, that's even tougher because you got anyone.
Forest Green and Bristol, when I tell you they both look shaky, I mean, it wasn't looking good. Their back fours
Bristol play a really high line, and like none of their like centre backs are really the biggest of people. So a dink over the top and someone who can get a ball and run towards keeper with it, and there's like holes exposed. I think the fact that both teams have just come up is the only reason that they weren't both massacred, because I don't think it's going to be a good season for either of them. So I think because I love vegans, I don't think they're going to get relegated. But I think Bristol Rovers and Joey Scobby Barton get bottom of the league and they go right back down.
See, I don't like Joey Barton,
that's-
but I think he'll only just scrape keeping him up.
I hate him.
Oh, I absolutely hate Joey
Nah,
Barton.
Completely non-biased view. Bristol Rovers are going down.
I think that
Completely
I
unbiased.
really do think they'll scrape it.
I don't. I really don't. Some of the performance said the other day wasn't good. If you get beaten by some vegans in a pink t-shirt, I don't think it bodes well for the rest of the season.
I do think Forest Green will go back down. I think they'll struggle. I don't think they're ready for it. I think Lincoln
Forest
as
Green
well.
Definitely struggle.
Lincoln.
I wanted Lincoln to go up. I've got a soft spot for Lincoln. I wish they went up a few years ago, but I think it's not going to be a good time over in Lincolnshire.
And I'm going to say Morecambe and... Oh, God, who else is there? Port Vale.
Yeah. Well, that would be quite boring though, because that's just most of the teams that went up.
I think it'll probably be... I don't know. I'll probably say Exeter, Bristol Rovers,
God, I forgot about
Cheltenham,
Exeter.
Port Vale to go down. I think it'll be
No,
those four to go down. And I think
Exeter will stay up.
Oh, I forgot about Exeter.
I think it'll be either Exeter or Forest Green
Between Exeter and Lincoln then for me.
to go down.
God,
You've got Fleetwood as well, but
Oh my God, did
don't-
I not say Fleetwood?
no.
Well, I meant to.
No, you said Morecambe. And
Oh, not
that's
Lincoln
all I
then.
can remember.
Not Lincoln. Fleetwood, Forest Green. Exeter.
So I'm looking at your prediction here, Liam. You put
I don't remember
Exeter,
what I put there.
Fleetwood, Forest Green, and Port Vale, which I can back that to a degree, but I do think, but I don't see Bristol Rovers staying up at all. I really don't. To a degree, I don't see Cheltenham staying up either.
Oh, I see that.
As nice as it would to see them stay up, but I don't think they will.
And we're not going to do League 2 because no one cares. No offence.
Yeah,
Who's your
Hartlepool and Harrogate to go up the Harrogate and Hartlepool.
Harrogate.
That's don't even. I love Harrogate. Harrogate have done the best pie I've ever had at a football game is at Harrogate. Leia, can you stop making a noise, please?
Okay.
The only League 2 prediction I'm going to make is Leyton Orient to go up. That's my only prediction for League 2.
Oh God, why don't you just get down on your hands and knees and start absolutely sucking his cock?
So we'll do one more thing. We'll do Premier League, Championship, League 1. Who are your dark horses? Teams.
Ooh,
Start with Premier
Andrew,
League.
you can go first.
I don't
Name
know.
the Premier League, then your Championship, then your League 1, your League 2. And we'll just do it like that.
Yep.
Premier League, I'll say Newcastle. Championship, I don't want to say Cardiff after the mare they had last season. I think they'll probably have a decent-ish season this year. League 1, Barnsley or Portsmouth, maybe?
Is that a dark horse, really?
I don't
though?
know, not really.
No,
I just
because
think
you'd
you'd
expect
run
them to be up there somewhat.
Yeah, true.
Banjo just doesn't know much, I think, is what he's trying to say.
Anything below Championship, I'm done.
And it's blurry.
Accrington Stanley just for the meme for League 1 then as the dark horse, and then League 2, Salford.
Oof.
Salford. Oh, dude, could you name any of the teams in League 2 for us, Banjo?
Yeah. Yeah, I can, yes.
Don't search them up.
Yeah, close your eyes and tell us some.
Rochdale, Orient, Swindon, Harrogate, Barrow.
I think that's it.
What's it called? Wimbledon, Carlisle.
Right, okay, we get it. You know some teams. Liam, what are your predictions?
I counted 8. Premier League, Dark Horse Palace.
That's always a shout every year, I think.
Yeah.
It's been a shout for most years, but I don't know whether they will be a dark horse.
They just never live up to it. They're just in a big team.
No,
They don't
they get the
push, they
hype.
don't...
Then
Championship, I'd say Hull.
Mm,
League
League
One. I'm not saying they'll be up there, but Cambridge.
I think that's
I
fair
reckon
shout.
they'll have a decent
that's
season.
a fair shout, actually.
I reckon
Yeah,
they'll
that's a fair shout.
mid-table, absolutely. And League Two. I'm just having a look at my predictions. I'm going to say Stevenage.
Stevenage, where's that come from?
To be honest, I watched us play against them in pre-season, and they were very, very, very good. And considering the fact that Steve Evans is in charge, they did look very good. So I think,
You say Stevenage, but you're backing them to finish 15th.
yeah, but that was my prediction that I made like a few days ago. And plus 15, I originally put them to go down,
True.
and then yeah, mid-table for them, I reckon. And then
Do you
Middlesbrough.
want me to do
go.
mine? Is that what this awkward silence
Yes.
is? I think Newcastle, if you can call them a dark horse, yeah, obviously. But I don't know.
I mean, you
If not, I
can, because
think
they didn't
Forest-
have a brilliant year last year, so I guess you could.
If Forest can pull it together, then maybe. Like, can you stop throwing popcorn at my kids? I think for championship, I think Swansea. For
That's a fair
League
shout.
One.
That is a fair shout.
League One, I think Charlton. Although most people predict them to be up there, I think they'll have a better season.
I like
League
Charlton as a
Two.
club. Just something about them.
I
I
think-
like
Yeah, I don't mind them.
And I'm going Saturday.
Biased, Hartlepool or Harrogate. I think Hartlepool have a better chance, but Harrogate have quite a solid squad. So, either or. Ladies, you want to come
Watch them
here?
both go down.
She'll be saying "I told you so" for one of her earlier predictions while we were laughing at Harrogate. Who did you say Harrogate and
Hartlepool.
Oi!
Hartlepool going down?
That
And she doesn't
fucking
care what she's saying now. She's just chucking points.
How? Harrogate and Hartlepool are not down. They've got a chance. I think it'll be Barrow and Stockport. No Grimsby. Open your mouth. Being views.
Right, well, I think that
Oh,
just about
good.
wraps it up then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was number 1. Hope you enjoyed listening, watching, whatever. And we'll be back next week. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.